All right, looks Serie A is absolutely crazy, right? Top 6 teams separated by 2 points.
Which is pretty wild.
That's wild. There's a lot going on. Some of the teams are really balling. One of those being Atalanta. Is this the season that Atalanta finally wins the Scudetto?
They have looked exciting to watch, especially after winning Europa League, especially after having, a Ballon d'Or candidate in Ademola Lookman was like 12th or something like that.
Yeah, hey, whatever. You're on the list.
You're on the list.
Yeah.
Which is
you and I weren't on that list.
So they are playing a exciting and just confident football. I mean,
the exciting brand of football, I think, is the first and foremost, right? Because some of these small teams in Serie A, back in the day, you'd expect them to be like defensively stout, you know, and disciplined, and that's the way they win. Atalanta is very good defensively, but they're doing it in a much more exciting, exhilarating way. Ademola Lookman is having a great season. Retegui, who, remember when we first heard about Retegui, he was a player that was on loan at a team called Tigre in Argentina because he couldn't even get minutes at Boca Juniors.
Wow.
And then the Italian national team finds out that he's partially Italian, brings him in as a striker. A guy loaned in Argentina becomes the main striker for the Italian national team, gets an opportunity to play for Genoa after that.
Isn't everyone in Argentina basically Italian? I mean, it can't be that hard.
By the way, this guy, he wins, right? He wins the Argentinian battle because everyone tells you they're Italian. He's like, buddy, I play for the Italian national team and I'm Argentinian. But then now Genoa, he had an up and down season, a pretty good one, but nothing incredible. Nothing that tells you this is the guy. He gets to move to Atalanta. And then I'm thinking that can't happen. I think he's on 11 goals at this moment.
Sure.
I mean, he is having an absolutely lights out season. Ademola Lookman has continued. They get rid of Coop Miners. They've got players like Smartsic, Darun. What's the dude from Leverkusen? Kusanu. The defender Kusanu that they got from Leverkusen, who just got undefeated. He gets a move to Atalanta. They've committed. They've sort of invested in the squad. They've backed Gasparini after getting their first trophy in a very long time. And now they want their first ever Scudetto. It seems like all the signs are pointing in the right direction, but bro, they're in 4 competitions right now. They're in La Liga. They're in
you mean Serie A.
Sorry, Serie A.
Yeah.
They're in Champions League. They're in the Supercopa. They're in
Italian Cup. Or
there's
Coppa
another
Italia?
one. Yeah, there's another one that I'm missing. They're in multiple competitions.
Yeah.
Is the point where Napoli is in 1.
Right.
They're in Serie A, and that's it. And you've got Conte with this team playing the way they do, ready to go. Conte, a perennial winner outside of his time at Tottenham, but that's happened to multiple managers. This guy having to only prepare for one team every week. I don't know if Atalanta has the juice to stop Conte and Napoli this season.
Yeah, and Napoli, I mean, just even when we just look at the table, or we were just looking at it, but from 1st to 6th, only 2 points separate all those teams. And this is an exciting version of Serie A because especially since we started our show, the Cooligans, shout out to everybody watching on OneFootball, but since we started our show, it was a Juve ran the league, right? They were the Bayern for several years and just winning, and nobody could even come close. And now there's a fair amount of parity in Serie A where you're like, is this a MLS table? Why is it
flipping? Just smashed up at the top?
So just having such a competitive top half or top third of the league, I think is incredibly beneficial to.
It adds to the excitement, and it also gives an opportunity to the teams in 8th, 9th, 10th. To not be that far. I mean, in the top 6, we didn't even mention Milan, which is having an up and down season, but a pretty good with Christian Pulisic.
I would say mostly down because when you look at where this league currently
You're talking about the team that just won at the Bernabeu.
But that's what I'm saying. I made a joke last week when I was just simply saying like Milan can beat Real Madrid. They can be competitive against a lot of teams in Champions League, but they can't beat Cagliari, who they drew 3-3 against.
You're going to get so much hate from the Italians because you pronounced the G in that, by the way. Cagliari.
My bad. Cagliari.
Yeah.
I order it every time.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Let me get that with chicken, grilled chicken. But yeah, Cagliari, how can you not beat this team?
It's ridiculous.
You have to scroll all the way down and find the Cagliari. Look at that, they are at 16th, just outside the relegation zone. So they beat Real Madrid in Real Madrid's house.
I don't get it.
And then they can't beat Cagliari.
They can't. They are not consistent in Serie A, and 18 points on 11 matches is not good enough. As we're Americans talking footy, we want to see Christian Pulisic and Yunus Musa do well.
Of course, especially with Yunus getting up there, but especially with Christian Pulisic having a career season, you want that to net out to Champions League football and much, much more. So hopefully that turns around for them.
It's looking more like the Americans at Juve. Tim Weah just scored this weekend, and Weston McKennie's playing and doing well as well. It is I love the competition, and just even I think for a fair amount of time we weren't seeing many not many Americans in Serie A, obviously, but we also weren't seeing many English players.
How about the two Scotsmen?
The Scotsmen out there
in Napoli.
Billy
Gilmore,
not English. I mean, from the UK.
UK. Yeah, you said UK.
Yeah. So, but Napoli, Scott McTominay is
having an insane season.
There is just there's something, I don't know what it is, when you leave Manchester United, you're just like, I can shed
a rebirth.
I'm like, I don't need just that baggage.
Yeah.
And I can just play my football. Bro. And that's what you see Scott McTominay doing, because not only is he scoring goals and playing well, he's looking like a leader on the team, and he also is just smiling. He's happy. He wants to make he wants to make the Napoli fans happy. It's not like when he would score a goal for Manchester United, it was like, you see, I proved you wrong.
Right. It also felt like that was a way to stop the boos. Now it's just a way to up the excitement.
Exactly. And that's how, you're seeing just a happy football.
Bro, they're making pizza with haggis meatballs on it. That's true. That's a real thing.
I mean, you should stop that immediately.
Don't do it. Don't make me eat it. You know what? That's called Cagliari.
Okay.
Now, okay.
Some cultures should not be exchanged.
Yeah, we don't need to mix.
Okay. But yeah, again, an exciting Serie A table and an exciting Serie A season. So again, shout out to everybody watching on OneFootball. We are the Cooligans. Go subscribe to the Cooligans YouTube channel. Comment, like, subscribe.
Do the whole thing.
Whatever you want. Tell everybody at OneFootball how much
you know what? Stand up at your Google, go right now and yell, everybody listen to the Cooligans.
Okay. That is important. If you work from home, scare your family.
Yeah, do it anywhere.
Okay. Your cat's going to be terrified.
Your neighbor's going to be like, he's doing it again.
Peace, everybody.